Very welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I want to talk to you about the 3 main reasons why your diet, even your raw high fruit diet, is not working for you. My name is Hilde Larsen. I'm a health and mindset coach. I'm a detox specialist. I'm a speaker. I'm an author of 3 books. Most of all, I'm a life enthusiast. And I'm here from Oslo in Norway talking to you about my fruity diet, talking to you about why you personally are not making it. And I base this on my work with clients from all over the world and from my experience. Now, we change our diet most of the time to gain something, right? I mean, most of the time, even for health reasons. It could be cultural, it could be that we're moving, it could be that we're actually trying to please someone else, but most of the time when we're changing our diet, it's because we want to feel better. And it's because we're following a regime. Either we are just health seekers and have been seeking for a long time and we come across something, and this might be you. I know I was that one. I mean, I was so sick. And I thought that I was eating an okay diet. I thought that my egg for breakfast together with my cigarette and coffee, well, I never really thought my cigarettes were that healthy. But come on. I mean, I was working out. I was having salad for lunch. I was drinking Diet Coke or Pepsi Zero. I was counting my calories. I was pretty good, I thought. I had a salad now and then with white meat, you know, and I was eating fish. But the thing is this, I was getting sicker and sicker because I did not know better. And when I was so sick that I couldn't even walk, I couldn't move, my doctors told me I would never be able to walk regularly again. They told me I had a severe autoimmune condition called rheumatoid arthritis, that I had Lyme's disease, that I had ulcers, I was in and out of hospitals. I was so medicated, you won't believe half of it. But I did tell you in my book, From Hell to Inspired. Very long story. But if it's you, you recognize this, that you change your diet from wanting to change something in your life. Now, and then I see from a lot of my clients, and this is what I want to talk to you about, because when I see things like this, I want to share it all over YouTube so that you don't have to have a session just to know this nugget. 3 main reasons why your diet isn't working. But first of all, can a diet work? Yes, to an extent, although I would argue that it's never our diet in itself which changes everything or anything in itself. That's another video. But what I want to tell you is, number 1, you're just not doing it. And that's the biggest one. Why is something not working? You're not doing it, meaning you think you're doing it, but you're not. Why? Because the body works in layers. And when you change your diet for the better, what's going to happen? Your body is going to go into a detoxification mode. It has to. Why? Because the reason we're sick is because we are intoxicated. We are overly acidic. We are stagnant. We have a stagnant lymphatic system. We have a stagnant, putrefying, overly not functioning sewer system. We're full of shit, crap, parasites, fungus, mold. That's what we're full of. So when we change our diet for the better, number 1 is what's going to happen to the body. It's going to throw itself into detoxification mode. Does it always cleanse? I see people use that. The body cleanses naturally. Yeah, it does. Always. And if it were healthy, it would always do it the way it's supposed to be doing. But you know what? As long as we're not healthy, that's why what it's showing us. It's actually not doing that. Why? Because all of our eliminated organs are not functioning the way that they were supposed to be functioning, meaning your kidneys are not filtrating out that waste. Your colon, you might be constipated. Your liver might be constipated. Your lungs, you're not breathing properly. Your skin is not eliminating. All those organs needs to be functioning for you to eliminate. So, long story short, why am I saying you're not doing it? Because what I see is this. Most of the people who change their diet They do it to the extent where they feel they're actually doing it and they're not. And this is where I'm getting at. Your body works in these layers, meaning it starts by shredding the most recent put in toxins first, and then it goes through the older layers, or it goes through the deeper layers. So one example is this. Look at your GI tract. Look at your whole intestinal tract, feet and feet of small and large bowels. Now, when the body starts cleansing, first of all, it's going to get rid of all the poop that's already in there, right? Makes sense. Then after that, it's going to go for the older stuff that's been laying in all the pockets that couldn't really get released. And that's going to happen from you just stopping putting more of that crap in, you see. So going to a high fruit, raw diet, and watch my other videos on why this is so good for you, it will start cleansing naturally. Now, after it has gone through that layer, it will start shredding the mucus that is attached to the intestinal wall, that is actually coating like a glue so that the small villi can no longer absorb your nutrients. This is a big one. And you know what lives in that crap? That mucus, that acidic waste? Parasites, fungus, all the amoebas, all the little critters, all the little viruses and everything that's here to eat on that. And they're naturally here, invited by us, like uninvited guests. So those are going to be shredded after you get your regular poop out, right? So that was the next layer. Now, after that's all out, then the body can start pulling all of that crap that's in the intestinal wall. We're talking the sulfur, the deeper stuff. Now, why am I telling all this? Because if you think you're on a high fruit diet and then you're on a raw diet and then every other Tuesday you have a taco, or then you go so highly into fasting that you slip or you binge or you go back to the cooked food, oops, you're back to the poop again. You're not moving forward, you see. You're going back and forth and back and forth. So you are not really doing it to the extent where the body was reaping the benefits from stepping back. Because any cooked food would clog you up and the body will have to get back to the beginning again of where it could eliminate. Does that make sense? So that's number one of why you're not thinking that you're seeing the results that you're looking for. Not saying that it's not better than a lot of other things you could be doing. I'm just saying that if you're someone really looking for remedy and wanting to dig deeper into detoxification and cleansing and renewal and getting younger and feeling more energy and just taking charge, then you need to be diligent. You need to build some muscle because this is a blessing. It's not a chore. You're not punished here. You're given a gift. So we need to use it. So that's number one. Number two is the lack of elimination. Meaning, if you're doing this and you're doing it by yourself and you're not educated about what's going on in your body, you don't have a coach like me, you didn't have a session, we didn't go through everything, and you're all over social media and you're trying, you might be sitting around with organs that are not eliminated. And it could be your colon, that you haven't minded that as much, or your whole bowel, your whole intestinal tract. So it's not eliminating properly. It could be that your kidneys are not filtrating out lymphatic waste, so you haven't been focusing on that. Or it could be that your liver's all clogged up and you haven't been focusing on that. It could be you're a shallow breather and you haven't been focusing on it. See where I'm going? Could be your skin. You need to step it up. You need to start skin brushing. You need to up your regime to get everything going. You need to support your whole eliminative system. Because if you're jumping right into a very high fruit, raw diet, low fat, your body's going into detoxification mode and is saying, yeah, I'm going to shred all of this. We're going to get it all out in 20 days. And then everything is clogging up for you. And then you're feeling worse even because there's so many toxins that are just recirculating your body. And that is really not moving forward, you see, because you can't actually be hurting yourself by having too many toxins circulating your system. So you need to be mindful about how you do that. That could be one reason you're just not feeling it when you start. And I can always see this with my clients. You can put one on a certain level of the diet, another one at that same level, and they will react completely different depending on where you're at. That's why you can't ask the general question, how will I feel? It's all about you. This is your tool, your blessing. Being able to eat better, to eat a fruity diet of wholesome, God-given, high electric, high angstrom, healing, alkalizing, high water fruit is the gift that the body is simply going to take as a token of appreciation, and it will just start eliminating because you left out all the crap. So it's not even the good food, I think, triggering. That's just food. That's just what you're supposed to be eating. You're hydrating yourself so that the body starts that process. So that would be number 2. That together with all the parasites. But it comes together, right? I mean, you have that environment, you invited them in. What are they supposed to do? Then live and thrive, which we all do when we're in the environment we're supposed to be. So, moving on to number 3, which is, to me, the number 1 most important point. Take note of this. I tell you, my friends, take note of this because it's about your mindset and it's about your resistance to change. Now, what I see is this. I can see that for some of you, you might even have been on a high fruit diet, you got a protocol even, and you're eating it. So you are sitting there eating all your fruits, and you have for a while, and you have to remember, what's a while? The time again, right? I mean, for me, it was like, okay, if I'm not feeling better after 2 years of doing this alone, I might consider doing something else. Then I see people, they expect results in 3 weeks because we're so bombarded with the thought of the quick fix and the easy pill, and the medical industry taught us that if you take this at night, you'll feel better in the morning. This is so far from how nature works. And it's not that I am not allowing healing to even happen instantaneously, because it definitely can, but we need to take time out of the equation. Time has nothing to do with this. There's all the time in the world. Time, who cares? How long is it going to take? However long it will take. Who cares? This is your life. You're worth it. So, now, the mindset and the resistance to change, and what do I mean about that? If you're sitting down and you're having your fruit, you're doing the diet, and you're the one you're a doer. So you're just doing it, but you're just expecting the change from doing the diet. Now, what the diet is going to do, like I told you, is just going to let the body start cleansing. Now, behind that is the interesting part, because the physical cleansing, that's just scratching the surface. That is just the invitation to really let go and to cleanse. So every organ and gland within you, every cell within you has an emotion stored. Every weakness that you live has an emotional component. There is a trauma, there is a remembrance, there's a cell memory, there is something within you, there's a program that has taken you there. So if you have had colon issues like me, my whole life I was constipated, that means you're holding on and you're afraid to show who you really are, and you probably got a lot of critique your whole life, people critiquing you, you're kind of afraid to, afraid to let go of anything. So there's always that. And if you're sitting around changing your diet thinking you don't have to go there, you'll lose, because that's the key. And I see people, they resist that. So when you get to the point where you're feeling so crappy, you're crying, you're cursing, you're literally hanging on the walls, eating the wallpaper, or you have so many cravings, you're caving and you're falling back, and then you're not getting the message. You're avoiding the healing itself. You think the diet is your healing. It isn't. It's the invitation. It's the door opener. This is nothing but pure energy, pure food, pure vibration. This is me, day 34, I think, on juices alone. And I go on orange juice and apple juice only. And this is purely electric energy. It's not even about the vitamins and minerals in the sense that we think it is. So there's so many ways that you can bombard yourself with sabotaging thoughts of staying off a healthy regime just because you're not educated and you didn't find a why big enough to stick with it. But let me tell you, those 3 things, if you conquer them, you're on your way. So what did we do? Number 1, you need to do it. You need to first do it. And I mean, you need to be honest with me and say that you're doing it. Not say that you're doing it and then every other week you're taking in something else. Because learn from what I told you. You need to really be doing it. Number 2, the parasites and the elimination. You need to look at what's holding back within you. What's physically, we're talking physically at this one, physically clogging you up. And yes, of course, there are emotions, stuck to that. But what's physically clogging you up? Open all your eliminative organs. And number 3, look at your mindset. This is what I love to work with. I have a session with you. I open you up. I see you intuitively. I work very intuitively. And I tell you what you need to know to see your patterns so that you can walk forward with ease, with grace, wearing your tiara or your crown, wearing your robe and owning this, because it's a blessing. I mean, I feel younger and I feel more energized every single year. We are changing the world, people, and thank you for healing you. And then, by doing that, healing the world. We are into a new paradigm. Walk with us. Take charge of yourself. And thank you for watching. I really love you. Namaste. And you know where to find me. InspiredByHilde.com. My website has everything. I have a free course out. I'll leave the link below. My books, leave the link below. If you're a reader, just go below and look at the links. Everything that I have, that I can offer you. And thank you for being here, watching my videos. Bye for now.